All right, welcome back to the second half of your flagship sports show, Signature Sport on Signature Television. And I am Franklin Imona. And on the show in the second half, we promised you that we will be taking you straight to the UEFA Champions League as we have a man on standby to be giving us a surgical analysis to the games that went down yesterday, as well as an extensive look at the UEFA Champions League table, as well as action that will be continuing later today in the second tier, as well as the third tier of the competition. A very good morning to you, Mr. Jeffrey Obrigado. You seem to be a household name on the show. Always a pleasure having you join us to talk sport.
Good morning, my good friend. Good morning, Signature TV. It's a pleasure for me to be here always, and it's always my pleasure when you give good morning.
All right, quickly, Jeffrey, let's get into the crumbs of discourse. First off, let's go to the Anfield where Liverpool finally ended their disappointment over Real Madrid when it comes to the round level game. A 2-0 win over troubled Real Madrid. What can you say about the game?
It was really a very thrilling game. Liverpool Football Club was intense from the start of the whistle to the end of the whistle. It was really an exceptional game for Ancelot's team. They were intense. Their statistical approach towards the game, their technical approach, the final third, their link-up plays, their perseverance, their togetherness. It's a game that Liverpool Football Club will never forget. It's a massive game and a very massive point for Liverpool to prove their prowess in European football. Real Madrid are going into a place of a shambolic performance in Europe. It will take them time because I told you about this central defensive midfield. It's a very big and a vital point where Toni Kroos was immense last season. And there's no player to play that in that team. No economical player on the ball, no player to dictate the tempo of the game. And it was really, really, really a shambolic performance from Real Madrid Football Club. Liverpool were intense and they deserve to win.
Looking at Real Madrid, first off, we saw that the team currently are not looking good, no thanks to injury. And Jude Bellingham, in a post-match conference, came out to talk about the injury worries, but he did not really say that injury we had the reason why they lost. But for Liverpool, they have enjoyed a good spell. Can we not blame it on injury? Because injuries happens to be one factor that can disrupt a team performance. Don't you want to agree?
It's a factor. Actually, I can agree with you. It's a factor. Injuries are part of football. And it's a factor, definitely. But a club like Real Madrid Football Club should understand the fact that injury won't be a factor. Even despite it's going to be a factor. Definitely. Even without the injuries this season, Madrid has never been consistent. They have never dictated play. They have never been so owned by their game when it comes to this season. And so injury is a factor, but they are not playing well. If you are playing well, you can see some flashes of brilliance from the team, some technical plays, from sinking plays. So yeah, I cannot say for Real Madrid injury is that of a factor, but it's a factor, but they are not playing well. They need to improve in all round of their game. They need to improve. So Jude Bellingham not mentioning injury, he knows that it is a vital point for Real Madrid, but it is not a factor for a club like Real Madrid.
Since he made them move from Paris Saint-Germain to Liverpool, to Real Madrid, I beg your pardon, he has been a shadow of himself. He missed the penalty yesterday and he has not lived to the expectation that Real Madrid fans would have wanted him to leave. Now, can we say that Kylian Mbappe is a victim of his own standard? Or you think that he needs time for him to blend in the new role as a center forward for Real Madrid?
For the season, we need to We need to give him time. You can say it's his own personal fault based on the standard he has already built, the standard he has already laid in plan. So, but we need to give him time. It's the first time in the league. The La Liga is the technical football aspect of the game. Is not where you showcase power, pace, prowess. You need technical ability to succeed in the league. You must be technical. So playing for France for a very long period of time, so he has been dominating, mesmerizing the French defenders and other players in the league. But this is whereby a big club with heritage, you're coming to a club whereby you need to meet up to the standard. Your standard needs to be high. You cannot be bearing Kylian Mbappe in France and becoming a god. Coming to Real Madrid is an institution on its own. You need to live up to the standard. So I think he's coming to an environment where everybody has a high standard. The club, high standard. The fans, high demand. You need to improve and deliver. You must deliver in Real Madrid. You don't have an excuse. But we can give him the benefit of doubt. This season, it's a season for him to understand where he is, understand his environment, make sure he understands the team style of play, the environment of the club, the kind of demand the club and the fans they needed from him. So he needs to understand where he is. This is Real Madrid. This is not PSG. You need to be on your A game every single match. So we give him the benefit of the doubt this season, and we can see from next season we can be able to judge him, definitely.
I cannot disagree with you, Jeffrey. I really cannot. Now let's look at Real Madrid moving forward. For the first time in their history, they have not lost 3 games in the first 5 UEFA Champions League games. They lost to Lyon Metropole of France, they lost to AC Milan of Italy, and now they have lost to Liverpool of England. What's next for Real Madrid, defending champions, languishing on the 24th position in the Champions League? Who would have thought this of Madrid? Do you see them progressing into the knockout stage, or you think that for the first time in their history, they will shamefully exit the Champions League?
This is Real Madrid. They've done it before. They've been in this kind of position before. They won their next 4 games and they went on to win the league, the Champions League. So they have 3 games to go. They have Atlanta to play. They have Salzburg to play, and they have one other team to play. It's going to be a difficult one, which is Brest. It's going to be a difficult one for Atlanta, but Salzburg and Brest is a very easy game for them to go. I see them qualifying because when it comes to such stage in this competition, Real Madrid has always taken the bull by the horn. I see them qualifying, and once they qualify, I can see them straight to the semi-final. Once their players come back, most of their injury by December, January, February time. So they just have to qualify. And I know and I believe that they're going to qualify. So it's just a difficult game against Atlanta. They can still get it done. Brest and Salzburg, it's an easy time for them if they are consistent. Carlo Ancelotti needs to tweak his formation. He needs to re-strategize because the saying "Mene mene teke you fase" is the big handwriting on the wall. This is Real Madrid. You don't joke with the club like Real Madrid. You need to deliver. No matter who you are, no matter the trophy you won for this club, you must be an A game. You must be on an A game when it comes to this club. So Ancelotti needs to figure it out very fast because Perez is a very, very top president and he doesn't joke with business. He's all about business. You need to get the job done. So I see them qualifying because they know they are trading on the dangerous ground. So Real Madrid is going to qualify if they can be serious and Carlo Ancelotti can find a way to fine-tune that season. Definitely.
All right, let's move over now to Liverpool and discuss this team that is looking like they are unstoppable. Goals from Mark Allister and Cody Gakpo has placed Liverpool on a 100% record in the UEFA Champions League. So far, they are the only team yet to test defeat in the Champions League. What can we say about this team? Coached by Arne Slot, a new coach, a new environment, but Liverpool are marching on.
I told you when Liverpool appointed Arne Slot this season, I told you this man is a very quiet man, but very dangerous when it comes to coaching philosophy. I watched his team Feyenoord when he gave them the league the previous season before he came to Liverpool. I saw his team, their intensity, their passion, their technical ability, their tactical approach towards the game, their entwined tactical approach during the game. And Slot is not a coach that you can see coming out to make so much noise, or the media is going to give him that hype based on his status quo when it comes to coaching abilities. And this is a coach whereby we understand his kind of approach towards the game. And this is a club, Liverpool Football Club, same players that was there during Klopp's era. No signing, no going out. His coach came in with love. He came in with so much intense and belief. He gave the players the opportunity to understand that they can do it, and he's a grounded coach. He's not a coach that is a social media type of coach. He doesn't need all those shenanigans when it comes to coaching ability. He's a coach that understands business. I told you they are not seeing him coming. They won't see him coming. They won't see him coming. When he's getting to February now, you understand what I'm saying. Nobody's seen and Slot coming. He's coming to win everything. I'm telling you, I told you, they're the only team that can challenge Man City towards the league. And by weekend, we can see a heavy massacre coming in. No jokes, because the Man City, they are suffering so much when it comes to the spiritual aspect, because people are not seeing it. But I'm seeing it, that it's not Rodri philosophy or and Slot is in. Liverpool, I believe in his philosophy, and I know he's going to deliver.
The fear of Liverpool is the beginning of wisdom for Manchester City. And you just have a way of mentioning Manchester City as it will be Liverpool against Manchester City this weekend in the EPL. They are 5 points ahead of Man City in the EPL, and they are currently topping the UEFA Champions League table. They are still in contention in the EFL Cup, and in the FA Cup, Liverpool is still there. In 10 seconds, Jeffrey, who can stop Liverpool?
The only team that can stop Liverpool are the underdogs. You know, they always find it difficult to
mention their names. I mean, mention the names of those teams that can stop Liverpool.
Manchester United.
Honestly, all right, let's switch things a little bit and look at the Champions League table. Let's place our eyes on the likes of Real Madrid. They are somewhere on the 24th position on the log. And Manchester City, they are 17th position on the log, surprisingly. And if you place your eyes on Paris Saint-Germain, they are 25th position, just behind Real Madrid. These are teams that at this stage of the competition, no one would have believed that they will be where they are. But this is football. Now let's look at this table. The top 8 teams will progress into the knockout stage, and the team between 9th and 24th, we have to go through knockout games in order to progress into the next round rather. And the teams between 26th and 36th will have to kiss the competition goodbye. Do you see the table changing in the next 3 rounds of games? I mean, the teams in the top 8. Do you see them losing out and the likes of Real Madrid and Manchester City taking their position? Or you think that Real Madrid and Manchester City will have to go through the playoffs?
It's a very difficult tie. This Champions League this season is so immense. When it comes to table, when it comes to a calculating table and tournaments, it's a difficult one. You need to take every game seriously. But in this condition, we have some elite clubs that are having heritage in this competition, as you mentioned. It's going to be a difficult one. They need to win their 3 games to get 12 points. If they want to qualify directly into the playoff quarterfinals, they need to win their 3 games into the next round. So it's not going to be easy, and because it's a table game, other teams that are there, they have opportunity to play smaller teams. And it's not an easy tie. It's not like you're trying to meet a certain opponent that you are dragging points with. You will meet a smaller team and can still win and still get your point. So it's a difficult one for both clubs. But I know if they can be able to gain 12 points, win their 3 matches, they can sneak through into the quarterfinals. So it is definitely, this is Man City, this is Real Madrid. These are the heritage of the competition for the last 2 decades. So it's not going to be easy, but I know they can sneak through into the quarterfinals.
Absolutely. Other games in the Champions League saw PSV came back from a 2-goal down at home against Shakhtar Donetsk to win by 3 goals to 2. The goals came in the last 6 minutes of normal time. And we saw Borussia Dortmund picked up a 3-0 away win against Dynamo Zagreb. And for Bologna, their woes continue as they fell by 1 goal to 2 against Lille Metropole. For Aston Villa and Juventus, coach Unai Emery continue to make a statement in the Champions League. Unbeaten so far, just 1 draw and 4 wins for Aston Villa so far in the competition. Obrigado. Now look at Juventus. They happens to be the king of draws. I don't know, what can we say? Can we look at Aston Villa as them having a purple patch, or they are seeing it as a Cinderella run that soon UEFA Champions League voodoo will catch up with them? Or you think Aston Villa has what it takes to go into the next round?
They have everything it takes to go into the next round because it's a table tournament. They just need to win their next game to build momentum, to improve on their mentality. It's not easy for them. They missed one of their best players in the midfield, the Belgian sensation. He got injured and their season is on a shambles. So they need to just win their next game. They have 3 games to go. It's a very easy one when they play their kind of strength when it comes to club, their mates or their age mates, something like that. So they need to win their match. They just need to win a game and get the momentum kicking. And they have 3 games to go. It's a very easy one. They can still qualify. Just win your game and maintain the knockout stage so they can still qualify. Definitely.
All right, and let's quickly look at the games that will be going down later today in the second tier of the UEFA Champions League, and that is the UEFA Europa League. The likes of Tottenham will be in action, Man United definitely will be in action, and Ajax will be in action amidst other games. But Jeffrey, let's look at these games extensively. Tottenham against AS Roma. Tottenham, who are coming from a 4-0 win against Manchester City. We welcome AS Roma, who are coming from a 1-0 defeat to table toppers Napoli over the weekend. That game will be going down at the London Stadium, the home of Tottenham Hotspur. And for Tottenham, it has been a jolly good ride in the Europa League this season. Are you seeing them as the team that will get all 3 points in tonight's fixture, or you might just see that the bookers will finally lament tonight?
Tottenham Football Club, they are not truthful. This is a club that is not truthful to the bookies because they are always dangerous when you pick them. They use them to mesmerize and make people cry. But when it comes to the reality of the game, on papers, Tottenham Football Club are supposed to edge through AS Roma. AS Roma are passing through a shambolic level of performance. They are in a state of disarray, a state of pandemonium. So they need to get the season tweaking because it's not going to be easy for them. Today's game, Tottenham is going to win based on papers, but you cannot tell. This is football. Anything can happen.
Remember that AS Roma now have a new coach in the person of Claudio Ranieri, and we know Ranieri to be one of the kings of European football with AC Milan and also with Real Madrid, winning the competition with Real Madrid in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, 2002 season, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's the coach of AS Roma. Don't you think that his experience will count for something later tonight?
And definitely his experience is going to count, but this is not Claudio Ranieri we know 10, 15 years, 20 years ago. He has aged. You remember he's retired. They had to bring him back and beg him back to come and complete the season for AS Roma. They don't have a choice. So he loved the game. He just wanted to give back to AC Milan where he started his footballing career. So it's not going to be easy one for him, but definitely everything is going to be fine. But I don't see them getting a result against Tottenham because Tottenham needs to win and need to continue their current form they had against Manchester City at the weekend. So they need to improve on that form and get the game running. So it's going to be difficult for Claudio Ranieri, and I'm so sorry that he's going to lose today. Definitely, he is going to lose.
You don't have to be sorry. It is just you analyzing the game the way it ought to be analyzed. Let's move over now to the Old Trafford at the Theatre of Dream. Coach Ruben Amorim's second game in charge of Man United, and his first home game will be going down later tonight at 9 p.m. where Manchester United will welcome Bodo Glimt in the Europa Champions League. First off, the team played out a 1-1 draw over the weekend against Ipswich Town. And now we are going to be seeing the 3-4-3 formation, no doubt, by Coach Ruben Amorim. Do you see him picking his first win tonight, or you are seeing another upset for Man United in the Europa?
When you mention that name Old Trafford and you mention our coach Ruben Amorim, there's a goosebumps that is flowing through my tummy. I'm telling
Absolutely.
you, it's a new generation, it's a regeneration of Manchester United. This is a betting of something new. It's going to be a night of joy and pleasure. I'm seeing Manchester United taking the day. I believe so much in this coach. When you hear sincerity, when you hear tactical approach, when you hear a coach speaking with humility and love, then you can understand that the future is really bright. So I am backing him up to succeed at Manchester United. It's going to be a night of joy. And definitely Ruben Amorim is the Messiah Manchester United have been looking for since Sir Alex Ferguson. Definitely.
Let me put you on the spotlight quickly. What's the scoreline for the game, Manchester United and Bodo Glimt?
3-0. We are going to win 3-0 tonight.
3-0 in favor of Manchester United. All right, a talk they say is cheap. We will definitely follow the game and give you updates on that one and every other games that will be going down in the Europa League come later tonight on the show tomorrow. Just so you know, Chelsea will be in action in the Conference League against Herdingham away from home. Chelsea, who has been in an amazing form so far, winning all 4 games in the Europa, in the Conference League, in the Europa UEFA Conference League. Such a mouthful. They will see how they can continue their impressive run so far in the competition. All right, obrigado. Let's continue on the show as we get set to wind down. It went down yesterday, talking about the Global Award for the best players in Europe. And we saw yet again Yamal picking that award for Barcelona. He joins the Hall of Famer Lionel Messi, as well as a teammate Gavi and Pedri, becoming the 4th Barcelona youngest player to win that award. He won the Golden Boy Award, and this award is for players under the age of 21. And we saw Toni Kroos, formerly of Real Madrid, winning the Men's Player of the Year. Quickly, these 2 awards, is it deserving or not?
Absolutely deserving. The whiskey, the Yamal. That's a generational talent. That's a talent that will give you goosebumps, keep you on your feet, make your legs shake. This is a player that gives me so much joy. I'm not a Barcelona fan, but when I watch this guy play, it gives me and remember me so much of talented players we don't have in football. It's a deserving one for Yamal. And for Toni Kroos, that's one of the midfield maestros, economical player, a player that dictates the game. I call him the master of the midfield. This is a player that has given his all in football, right from the under 17 level, under 20 level, and yet to the biggest stage of the game. I watched him all through, so he's deserving. He's absolutely deserving award, definitely.
And for Toni Kroos, remember that he won all club competitions last season with Real Madrid, including the UEFA Champions League as well as the Spanish La Liga title. Some say that a player that didn't get the top 3 or even top 5 Ballon d'Or nomination was able to pick up this award. That there's something not really clear about this award. Perhaps it's a way of compensating him for retiring from the game of football. Do you share in that sentiment, or you think that Toni Kroos deserves that award?
if football is honest, if this award are honest in a sense, Toni Kroos is supposed to be top 5 player of the year based on last season performance. He was so much on a high playing and a high profile performance. There's no midfielder last season like Toni Kroos. Even the Euros that we're talking about, he was German's best player. If not for the hitches and the ditches, the officiating Spain versus
And of course, the
Germany,
disarray
whereby
in
they
the
defeated Germany to penalty.
coaching crew of the German national team, it really affected the players.
It affected them. I'm telling you, it affected them. They would have qualified if not for all those. I don't know if it's attraction or something. The Spain national team carried. German team was the best team in that competition with Spain. You understand? So Toni Kroos deserved every award given to him based on last season performance. He was exceptional. He has been Real Madrid's pivotal for over the decade. So it's an exceptional award for him and well deserving.
Aitana Bonmati picked up the Best Woman of the Year award. Deserving, very, very deserving, if you ask me.
Absolutely
And then
deserving.
Vicky
Absolutely
Lopez
deserving.
also winning it the Golden Girl of the Year. It seems it's a clean
Absolutely
sweep for
deserving.
Barcelona in the award.
Yeah. It's absolutely deserving. Absolutely deserving. The award given to the female Barcelona women, it's absolutely deserving because in Europe last season, Barcelona was the best team in Europe, and they had the best players in Europe, both the young best players in Europe. So every award given to Bonmati and Vicky Lopez, it's absolutely deserving, no
All
doubt
right.
about it.
Let's see if we can wrap this up, Jeffrey, in 2 minutes as we are greeted by the news of former Manchester United interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy. We hear that he will be signing for Leicester City as he has put pen to paper on a 3-year contract with a further 2 years contract extension. And we hear also that Manchester United have drawn a 4-list strikers to sign in January as they await a Sporting CP striker Victor Gyökeres in the summer to make that a long deal. For Man United, they are looking at Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Frankfurt striker Mamouche, and a certain striker also to join the team come in January. And these are the strikers they also are looking at for Manchester United. Do you think that it's a good deal for United as they have not been able to score goals in the EPL?
Definitely, we go for Osimhen, we go for Gyökeres. Mamouche it's an auxiliary. He's an auxiliary attacker. He can play from both wings. He can play as behind the striker. He can play as a striker. So it's a good one. But for Victor Boniface, I don't think Manchester United's style of play is going to fit him and what we are demanding to have for a striker. We need an intense attacker. We need an attacker with Kroos. We need an attacker with finishing instinctively. So we need players that are going to come and deliver. We don't need players that will come now and will be looking and be begging them to do what they are supposed to do. So Victor Osimhen will be one of the baggage. Gyökeres, definitely, and Mamouche can be a sub definite position. So it's a good one for Manchester United and a very good move for Manchester United.
Ruud van Nistelrooy to Manchester City in 30 seconds. Is it a good move for Ruud van Nistelrooy to return to the EPL, or you think that his joblessness pushed him to sign this deal?
Before that, Van Nistelrooy resigned from PSV. If you remember, he was the one that resigned from PSV. He was doing fantastically well, but he was demanding for cash and finance, so he resigned from PSV. It's a good one for Leicester City. They needed a coach that has the intensity, the coach that has a drive, that has belief, that wants to change the situation of Leicester City around, and a coach that really wants to put his foot at the EPL. So it's a good signing for both Leicester City and for both Ruud van Nistelrooy, definitely.
All right, as we get set to wrap up the show, let's quickly move to the world of boxing, where former heavyweight champions Derek Chisora will be coming out of retirement to take on Otto Wallins in a match that is billed for the 8th of February in 2025 at Manchester in England. A veteran of about 48 fights, Chisora will turn 41 years 6 weeks from now before the fight, and it's going to be a much more different fighter, following from the likes of Mike Tyson, who came out of retirement to take on Jake Paul. Well, as for the likes of Otto Walland, he has won 27 pro fights in about over 30 fights, and he's just age 34. So it's going to be one of the fights of the decade. Jeffrey Chisora Walland, in 1 minute, who do you think should take this fight? Or is it just one of those fights for the cameras?
It's one of those fights for the cameras. You understand? They go for the money. For the bookmakers, those people that want to make money out of it and just want to make money out of boxing. So it's just a fight for the cameras. There's nothing intense about the fight. So definitely, Collins is going to come through. Chisora is going to be well paid for losing the fight. So it's just a fight for the cameras, definitely.
Only time will tell. February 8, 2025 in the city of Manchester will be the venue, date and time for that one. Many thanks to you, Jeffrey Obrigado, for joining us on the show. We love it when you join us always. Let's do this again some other time. All right, and that is the size of the show. Do well to join us at the same time at 11 a.m. tomorrow as Signature Sport makes a return. Always learn to follow us on our social media handle, from our YouTube page to our Facebook as well as our X handle. We'd always love to hear from you, and do well to always share our content. Until we return tomorrow from us to you, we want to say we are done and we are gone. God bless, no stress. Enjoy beautiful nights of football. Adios.